Good afternoon. This is Noah Gutierrez and Dave Packerbush with LineWise, which is a product division of Diversified Product Development. And we are glad to be before you here again to present another great product by LineWise, known as the TLL-500A. And we're going to be talking about all three series today, Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. So TLL is triple line lifter is what that stands for. And then the 500 is going to be the max capacity per phase. And we're going to dive into the details about that on our website today so that you know what the agenda is we're going to go and talk about the product and see it on the website like we always like to start with. And then we're going to get everything that we can covered in here. And then we actually have these products on the floor and we're going to go out and show you some of these today. So we're going to spend about 15 minutes or thereabouts in here. And then from here, we're going to go out to the shop floor and show you what we have out there as far as these products, the 500A Series 1, 2, and 3 on our shop floor. So on the website, you can go to the, the address is line-wise.com. And then from there, you go to utility. And then you can go to utility transmission is where I would typically go. You might find it in the distribution. We'll put it in a few different sections. And then scroll down until you see the 500A or TLL-500A distribution hot arms. Goes up to 69 kV. We're going to see some of that today. And so let's go ahead and get into the first brochure here for the 500A Series 1 and Series 2. Now, this may be listed in the literature, but it goes up to 69 kV or 72.5.
72.5. Yeah.
And so you have a choice between two sets, different styles of polymer insulators, right? Or voltage ratings.
34.5 or 34 and 72.5.
That's right. And so you can choose to order both sets, right? Or you could also just order the 69 kV and that would work everything 69 or 72.5 kV and below. So it's just kind of your preference of what size insulators you'd like to use. I mean, what's one of the benefits, Dave, of going with the shorter insulators?
It's easier to get in between the underbuild and the phases. It's the only real difference between that and using the big 72.5s on 34. And that's basically it. Gotcha.
So basically, if you're not going to go anything above 34.5, you can just stick with those shorter insulators.
Yeah, so if you have issues with clearance between the underbuild and the phases, and you need all the clearance you can get, and you're working 34, then just go with the 34 insulators. So.
Gotcha. Good point. So this is as you can see in the text in the upper left-hand side, it says the TL-500A is an energized conductor supporting tool that helps to create work clearances for lines 34.5 kV to 72.5 kV. It replaces the need for temporary structures and tag lines while giving positive control of distribution live lines. So while we do advertise it as an energized line lifter, it doesn't necessarily have to be used to energize live lines, correct?
No, you don't have to. You can use it for anything if you need to support lines for any reason.
Gotcha. So looking on the right-hand side, or let's stay with the left-hand side for now, we have a skid, and we're going to see this on the floor today. You have the 500A skid, and as a point of interest, the 500A came as a derivative of the 500 model. If you've seen the TLL-500 without the A on it, it's 500 pounds per capacity, per phase as well, but it's built a little bit different. And then, so this is why we have the 500 and the 500A. And then of the 500A, which is another, the capacities are the same per phase. So this is why we added the A to the end of it. And then the three different versions of it, which we call series 1, 2, and 3. And so here on the left-hand side, you can see that we have the skid there. That same skid, which we'll see on the floor today, will work for your series 1 and your series 2. On the right-hand side, some of the bullets that we have, we see that the features of the series 1 is what we'll cover first. Is you got the voltage ratings, which you've already mentioned, 34.5 to 72.5 kV, 500 pounds with vertical or horizontal capacity, right? So you can use it both with 8 structures or horizontal configuration, or vertical structures where you have the conductors one on top of another. 8-foot max conductor spacing, or phase spacing, I should say, and then that's going to be a 3'8" minimum between insulators, or max 16-foot max spacing to the outside insulators, right? 7'4" minimum overall span. Insulator sliders can pin every 3 inches. Tell us a little bit about that, Dave, about how that works.
Just you've got one pin that you can pull out, and you can slide the, like I say, we've got an adjustment over 3 inches, and you can repin it depending on the phase spacing that you have.
Great. We're going to see some of these adapters as well out there on the floor. Tell us about the Derrick adapters.
We can pretty much fit anything that you can put on for a digger or a crane. The two we've got out there right now are Derricks, and we've got both the adapter for the Altec and the Terex, so we can fit both of them. And then if they got somebody else that they want, Posi Plus or something, they can just get to us, and we can surely build an adapter that'll fit that too.
Yep, very good. Mass turntable allows for 15-degree swivel left to right. Tell us about that.
It's just, there's a couple of pins to pull, and you can actually swivel. So if you don't have to be 90 degrees to the line, which is real hard to do.
Yeah.
But you swivel either way from 15 degrees left or right with this units, and put the pins back in.
So I don't have to be perfectly underneath the lines. I can be perpendicular to them or right under them, whatever I got to do.
Yep.
And the arm will turn 90 degrees. Whereas the 1300, the big brother of this, we can't do because it's much more heavier, right?
Yep. We can't get that out of that.
But below that, we can.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The other bullet there says converts from horizontal to vertical construction or configuration, which we talked about. That's some of the top basics to this unit here. And like we said, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, that skid on the left-hand side there can be placed into the back of a full-size pickup.
That's why we built it like this, so you can fit it into the back of a full-size pickup, take it out to the job site with your digger, and deploy it from there.
And then you would mount this to the end of the digger, Derrick, starting with the adapter and then put on piece by piece.
Yep. Yes.
Gotcha. Now, the 500A Series 2, what it's able to do is it's built very much like the Series 1.
Everything is the same except for the extension arms that you see there. We've got extension arms that you can use a impact or a cordless drill driver to actually move the phase spacing around.
Is that a feature you think we're going to be able to see today when we go out there? We weren't sure if you had a chance to.
I've got it set up that way. If everything goes according to plan, I'll be able to show you how the slider works.
Awesome. So then that insulator, when you're up there in the energized field or de-energized field, when you got the conductors captured by the individual wire holders at the end of these phases, these insulators, then if you needed to get some extra clearance, you could take your impact up there and use that to drive those insulators out even further.
And that is rated for 500 pounds. So you could have vertical configuration. You could have 500 pounds sitting on that 72.5 insulator and drive it all the way up or down with that drill driver.
Nice. So same components as the 500A Series 1, like Dave said, except the pinning of the slider every 3 inches has been replaced with a lead screw assembly. Mm-hmm. When torque is applied from an impact driver, allows for 30 inches of insulator travel, and that's on each side, 30 inches on each side.
Yes, away from the center insulator.
Right, and then so both of the 500A Series 1 and Series 2 are broken down into the configuration that you see here. The heaviest component is going to be the cross arm, which is there in the upper left side there, in the color orange there. That there weighs 135 pounds, and so that's definitely going to be a two-man lift. Unless you got the arms the size of me and Dave, you can't carry that by yourself. So you're going to want at least two people to carry that. I say that jokingly. I wouldn't be able to carry that myself. But two people, two linemen to lift that. And as always, something that Dave and I have experienced, and Dave, you can testify to this. When we're out there doing an in-service, and these guys, when they get familiar with this, and you have, several guys working to assemble this, I mean, the time to set up is pretty quick, right?
Yeah, once they get familiar with the unit, the time to put it together will drop. So that's two journeyman or one apprentice to pick that cross arm up.
Right.
So we go from there.
Gotcha. And so the adapter is not shown necessarily in this diagram, but the adapter, which we'll see on the floor here in a little bit, has you have the adapter. You pin that to the digger derrick boom tip or the crane boom tip. Then you're going to take the mast that you see there that weighs 80 pounds in the lower right, and you're going to pin that to the adapter. From there, you're going to grab the cross arm that weighs 135 pounds that we were looking at earlier and put that into the center plates there of the mast. And then from there, you're able to insert your extension arms that are shown there on the right-hand side. That's one of them. And then the other one on the left. You insert those in and you pin those in place. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you're able to install your insulators that are like shown on the left-hand side that can vary in the weight, but it's 75 pounds depending on which one you're going with, 34.5 or 72.5. And then you pin those in place. And then from there, you're pretty much set, right?
Ready to go. Yep.
Position your arm whether for vertical or horizontal. Your adapter is going to give you indications as to what boom angle you're going to be working at, right? So if you're working at 45 degrees, since that's easy math, you will set the mast at the right pinning angle for working the boom at 45 degrees and then assemble the arm there on the end in that configuration. Yes. The wire holders, there's a pin that you can pull to pivot the wire holder to work for vertical construction, or you can point it straight up as shown here on the left-hand side, and that would be for horizontal construction. Yes. What am I missing about the 500A Series 1 and Series 2, Dave?
No, you got it covered pretty much. The only thing we got to do now is go out, show them what we got.
All right, let's take a look at the Series 3, and then we're going to go ahead and pull that off here.
Yeah.
So the Series 3 is going to have the same loading, 500 pounds per phase.
Yes, 500 pounds per phase, the same bi-loading or bisectional or whatever you want to call it, and as the other one. The only difference is that this one's all hydraulic articulated. So you've got the unit that's hydraulic unit on the ground, running hydraulics up two hoses, and then you've got a radio remote to do all the phase spacing and the rotation around the digger head with that. So
some people have referred to it as the little brother to the 1300. Would you say the same?
Yeah, it's all it is, a 1300 that we've scaled down to the 500. You lose the ability to the 15 degrees either direction, but you more than make up for it on your ability to move your phases in and out and articulate around the head.
So that's a good point. Where the 500A Series 1 and the Series 2 have the ability to work directly in line with the boom or 90 degrees to the boom, this one is not going to do that, right? I've always missed that feature, but that's true. So that goes away on the Series 3. However, you gained all the features of the hydraulic articulation and extension of the outer phases. So we're on the Series 2, where you had an impact driver to be able to drive out those outer phases. Now what's happening is now you have a radio remote, like Dave is saying, to hydraulically extend or retract those outer phases. The wire holders as well can also be positioned just like the 500A Series 1 and 2, where it's straight out, or you pull a pin to angle it back up. It's also important to note that on our last webinar, we did the swing gate wire holder presentation, right? And the swing gate wire holders can be used on these as well.
Yes, yeah, we've made it so that you've got the 500 pound capacity wire gate or swing gate wire holder, and it'll fit you can retro it onto these that are already in the field, or you can order them from us at the same time as you're ordering the rest of the 500.
So then now they can pick up all three phases in horizontal, roll them over to vertical, and do that confident knowing that the gate on the swing gate wire holder by LineWise has that load rated gate.
Right, yeah. It just gives you a good capacity. You've got a rated gate, and you've also got the side loading up there where you need it.
And then it looks like we are showing the option on the right-hand side of the ability to be able to pick up the static lines on horizontal configuration.
Yeah, as long as you're not overloading 1,500 pounds total, then we can put as much on there as you need, because you can get your spacing and your total capacities.
Very good. We're about to wrap up here on the inside here in just a little bit, but all this information that we see here on that we reviewed today is on our website. You can see the specification there. Again, a lot of it is the same as the Series 1, the Series 2. When it comes to capacities, voltage ratings that we're working with, and all of that good stuff. As always, if you see something that might need to be a little bit different for your application, please don't hesitate to let us know what it is that you're up against, so this way we can see if we can come up with a solution for the situation you may be facing when working with energized or de-energized power lines. So again, a lot of the features are the same with the exception of the things that we talked about. The only other thing that I would point out about this on the 500A that's on the website before we go outside is there is what we call a cost benefits analysis. And that's on the website as well. These are things that we've heard from our customers as to what it costs them whenever there's a power outage. I won't go through any of these bullet points today, but I want you to at least take into consideration, if you're a manufacturer's representative and you're trying to sell this product to your customer, this document right here is going to tell you some of the things that we've heard directly from the field and things that we've heard from people internally that we've felt were the key factors in being able to sell this product to your customers. If you are not a reseller of the product, but you're the end user and you're on the call today, this is a document that you can use to prove to your higher ups or to your supervisors the benefits that you're going to have by owning this piece of equipment, and how much money that it could save you and save the customers that you're supplying electricity to in outages, and keep from having outages, and the thousands of dollars that will cost you by simply using this product. It really is a simple product to use, and while today we do not have a crane or a digger derrick here to mount that to and show you how to use that, but we're going to show you the products on the floor. What we want you to understand is that the setup process is very easy to be able to get up there and grab a hold of energized or de-energized lines. This is going to be way faster than any traditional methods of trying to do this. We've seen where people have gotten 3 cranes or 3 digger derricks to get out there and support 3 different lines. And that's very expensive. It's a lot more greenhouse gases going into the environment. If that's something that you're concerned about in your area, that's more right-of-way space being taken. All of that taken into consideration, these products can help you get the job done safer, faster, and much easier. And so look through this document. If you're trying to sell it, this is what you need to be reading and then building on top of that. And then for the customers, again, this will show you what a big benefit this product's going to be to you and your company. With that being said, Dave, unless you can point out something else that we need to look at on the website here, well, I'd like for us to go out to the floor. Give us about 15 seconds to switch audio here, and we're going to go out to the floor here.
Have a good lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
All right, Heather's with us now. So this is going down the hallway of our new building. Some of you have seen this before.
We're not going to give you the shop tour today, or the building tour, but right outside this door is our manufacturing facility, and you'll be able to see some of our products there.
Just on the other side.
So right now what we have here is the lineup of the 500s. These have not necessarily been marked just yet, but some of these are for Ring Power. If Ring Power utility equipment is on the call today, we thank you for your order. We also want customers that are on the call or watching via LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you're at. These are products that you can get directly from Ring Power. They also what we call RPOs, which is rental purchase option. And you can get that on a low monthly payment. And then you can also buy direct from them and as well from us. But together, working with Ring Power, we can facilitate a sale of one of these products to you. And so these are the frames that we were seeing on the screen today. And so, or the skid, I should say, with all the products in them, right? And so right here, we have a 500A Series 1, 500A Series 1, 500A Series 1. This one is the Series 2 over here on the end. And our good buddy over here, Dave Packenbush, is going to show us how the Series 2 works. So if the insulator was on top of it, that's what would be moving. Is the insulator would be pinned here and driving this way at this point with the impact driver. You go as far as you need, or those 30 inches.
Yeah. We also have the ability to get a fiberglass extension to get your mad distance away from the insulator.
Very
so that's
good.
Series 2, Series 1, Series 2. You want to go look at some Series 3s?
Well, let's go around and take a look at. Notice that some of the differences are going to be like your the slots in here. That's just the main change in your Series 2, right? These arms here. These are the adapters that we were talking about. This here will go on a Terex digger derrick. So this is a Terex digger derrick adapter. So the setup process was that you would pull this out, and then you would mount that to the end of the digger derrick, and then you would pull this piece out, and this would mount to the digger derrick adapter. Then from there, you would pull this piece out. Notice that they accommodated or made it easier by having the handles on the ends. You would pull this off. Of course, this is what keeps it in place. Pull this out and set that into between these plates. Of course, it's all upside down right now, right? And then from there, you would start taking your sliders and inserting them into the ends here and on the opposite end. And then, of course, you have another one for whatever end you didn't put that into. And then your insulators are down here on the bottom. And so you would remove the pieces that are holding it in, and then pull that insulator out, and then mount it where these pins are at right here, right now, which is what we're seeing like right here as well. That's the right side up. There's a little toolbox in here to keep all your keeper pins, any extra parts, things like that. We got the vinyl covers that if I were to take this off, then it would roll down and it would cover up the side on this side, and you have the same thing on all four sides. That way it can protect it from the weather. So again, all of these are the same. Here you can kind of see the polymer insulators a little bit better. We got a vinyl cover on all the polymer insulators. Even though you have these covers here, we also have the cover on the polymer insulators to help protect those. Something else I also saw, Dave, in the literature, I think I saw some fiberglass insulators. If a customer wanted fiberglass insulators, we could supply those, right?
Yep.
Okay. Dave, am I missing anything that we wanted to see out here?
Did you show them the Altec adapter?
Oh, good point. So here is the Altec digger derrick adapter. Notice the difference between this one and the Terex one. The Terex one's a lot longer. It's because we're going around the boom tip of that digger to get more capacity. And the Altec digger derrick, the adapter is a little bit smaller. Something that's important to note, that I think I forgot, but the Altec design, we can't get as high of capacity as we can with the Terex. It's like 300 pounds per phase. That's not on our design. That's on the digger derrick design. And that's not just against Altec. That's going to be anybody that doesn't have a strong enough boom tip on the digger derrick. We got to sometimes look at the capacity and what it can hold. As with all LineWise products, we look at what existing attachments can handle. And then from there, what we do is we rate our product within those ratings. So we don't want to overload that digger derrick and put anybody in danger. Notice with the skids that they got lifting rings on each side to be able to lift it with a sling. You got fork pockets on the bottom to be able to use the forklift to move it around. I believe we even have them on the sides as well. There's fork pockets on the sides on the bottom so you can lift it there. And then notice the roof. It has this peak on it so that way snow and water won't set on top. Anything else? No. Let's go take a look at the 500A Series 3. So, you know, you can't see everything around here, but there are some stuff on the shelves on the side, some different things that we do, like man baskets. With man baskets, we place those on service cranes, digger derricks, pole pullers. If you're not familiar with pole pullers, this is something else that we offer, developed by a lineman. I believe he was from Idaho Power back in the day, somewhere out west. But this is the LineWise pole puller that we have. It's in stock, as you can see. We have the small distribution size. Well, that's the small distribution. And then we have the transmission side as well. And so if you're in the need for pulling poles, wooden poles out of the ground, keep us in mind.
You want to go over there?
Let's go over here. That over there is Glenn Williams. That guy right there is the guy that builds all of the LineWise products. He's our lead for LineWise products. And without him, we can't get these things out the door. So thank you, Glenn, for all that you do. Dave, I'm going to give you the floor on this one. Dave will explain. Let me get out of the camera way.
Okay. This is a 500A Series 3, fully hydraulic, actuated. There's your insulators where they're stowed on the unit. On the skid, we've got the adapter. It's permanently attached. Fits on your digger. This is going to be a Derrick, I believe. But anyway, this all stays together. You would pick this up, run the tip head into it, lower it down, put your pins in, take it up out of the skid, attach your insulators, roll it over, go to work. So as you can see, we've got 2 here. We've got another one over there. We've got 3 of these units that are ready to be delivered. We just need a customer for them, somebody that wants to put them to work.
How hard is it to pull that pin out on that wire holder?
Yeah.
And so, hold your phone for you.
Okay. I can't really do it with it sitting here in the skid. But anyway, right that easy. In case you didn't know it, this thing, or if you haven't seen it before, there's the radio remote. So this would be in the bucket with your guys up on the line, and then you would use it, do all your adjustments from up in the bucket. So it's just that easy, comes with it, stays right there. That's it. It's ready to go.
Awesome. Good deal. I don't know if Heather can get a picture or a view of the cover in the back. You see the Ring Power logo on that cover. All right, with the LineWise cover, that is some of the units that they have purchased, and that is going to be something where they can do an RPO on, rental purchase option, like we talked about earlier. But I believe that is what we call our 1300 model. But on all their covers, we're working to get the Ring Power people on it, Ring Power customers to be able to do those kinds of purchase options from them. Questions, comments, concerns? this is the time.
Once again, we left them dumbfounded. We
Awesome.
explained it so great, nobody's got any questions.
Okay. So then, unless you have any other questions or comments, we want you to know that this same webinar is going to be done tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So if you're just so excited by seeing Dave and I today, you want to see us again, join us tomorrow at 10:30. Maybe there's somebody else that you want to show this to. It's recorded and you can show them there. Otherwise, if you want a chance to ask questions, then tomorrow would be the time to do it at 10:30 to 11 o'clock. And we'll be doing this again. Same product, different time. And then the next webinar is going to be in 3 weeks from today. And we've already got it picked, and we'll start to share that information after tomorrow's webinar. So thank you for joining us today for the 500A Series 1, 2, and 3. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to us. So until next time, thank you, and we'll see you then. Bye.